Jon Stewart hosts a star-studded fundraiser. And a documentary on Sundance TV revisits murders made famous by Truman Capote. Night of Too Many Stars 8 p.m. On HBO, Jon Stewart and Robert Smigel show raises money for the nonprofit Next for Autism. The roster includes Stephen Colbert, Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, Hassan Minhaj, Ben Stiller and Abby Jacobson. In a recent interview with the New York Times, Mr. Stewart discussed hearing about the challenges faced by Mr. Smigel, whose son has autism. When you see people that you admire, you have this idea that they can solve anything that comes their way, Mr. Stewart said. To hear about what he was dealing with and how much they had to move heaven and earth, just to get basic necessities, it was shocking. I am Elizabeth Smart, 2017, 8 p.m. On Lifetime. Elizabeth Smart was 14 in 2002, the year she was kidnapped at knife point from her family's Salt Lake City home. It would be 9 months before she would return. According to a 2010 article in The Times, the ordeal galvanized parental nightmares nationwide, but subsequently underscored the power of human resilience with the recovery and return to life that Ms. Smart appears to have made. In this new film, Ms. Smart narrates a cinematic retelling of her story. The Autopsy of Jane Doe, 2016, 9 p.m. On Showtime, also on Showtime streaming platforms. The Norwegian director André Øvredal delivers smart scares in his solo English-language feature debut, which involves a father and son team, played by Brian Cox and Emil Hirsch, performing the titular post-mortem. In a review for The Times, Jeanette Katz-Olis designated the film a critic's pick, writing that, as the cadaver coughs up its clues, a severed tongue, blackened lungs, the mortuary itself begins to stir with shuffling signs of life. Cold-Blooded, The Clutter Family Murders 9 p.m. On Sundance TV. Between Truman Capote's genre-defining 1966 nonfiction novel, In Cold Blood, the 1967 film of the same name, and Capote, the 2005 film about the writing of the book, you've probably already heard this story of murder on a Kansas farm. But this two-part documentary presents new reporting and interviews that offer a deeper look at the case itself, and examines how the impact of Capote's book has inextricably linked it to the killings and spurred a lasting national obsession with true crime. To see that obsession in action, you can also watch David Fincher's Zodiac, 2007, which airs on Sundance immediately before Cold-Blooded, at 5:30 p.m. Bean, 2017, 10 p.m. on Fuse, also on Fuse streaming platforms. I did not expect to find a kidney on Tinder is a sentence you'll hear in this new documentary, which chronicles the story of a lesbian couple who, weeks after meeting on the dating app Tinder, learned that one is a kidney donor match for the other.